Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a great day or a nice night. It's Wednesday evening here in Australia and I'm going to make something yummy for our supper. So I thought I'd record and show you all what I'm making using ingredients from the food bank. Today I'm going to make, can you guess by looking at all the ingredients? It's actually a suggestion from Nenny Tam in the comments the other week. Thank you so much, Nenny Tam. I'm going to try and attempt to make a fried apple tacos. So I've got all the ingredients out that I think I'll need, the main ones. I've got the tacos, or the little mini tortillas that I got, I think it was about 2 Fridays ago now, with the food bank goodies that I got on that day. I was also lucky enough to get some caster sugar and a can of pineapple. And this is like sliced, ready cooked apple in this can, which is super helpful. Saves doing that extra step. You could, I suppose, cook your own apples or stew your own apples up first if you didn't have canned apple on hand. And I'm really lucky, I've got some cinnamon. This one also came from the food bank last year, prior to me starting to make YouTube videos. So everything I've got here came from the food bank. And first of all, I'm going to make some cinnamon sugar, which I'll need to dust the little fried apple pies when they're hot out of the pan. So that'll be the first step. And then I'm going to make some pie filling using the apples here to go in the little tortillas. Step 1 is to make the cinnamon sugar, and to do that it's really easy. You just need caster sugar and the ground cinnamon. I've actually got a jar that I'm going to reuse to put it in as well. Now this is just one I've had some spices in before. I think there was something like garlic salt in it. I've washed it up really well. It's one of the ones where it's got, I'll show you, just like the shaker top, which I thought would be really helpful at the end when I go and shake the cinnamon sugar over the fried apple pies. So to make the cinnamon sugar, I'm just going to see if I can actually put it straight in the jar itself. All you need to do, it's about a ratio of half a cup of caster sugar to about a tablespoon of cinnamon. So I'm using a 1/4 cup measure only because it's a smaller measure and I can hopefully do it without spilling too much sugar. So 2/4 equals a half, or thereabouts, minus some on the bench. And then we need some of this ground cinnamon. I'm actually just taking the lid off that one. It does have a section where you can put the spoon in, but I find it's just easier if you stick the spoon in, take the lid off altogether. That's quite a heap spoon. I don't know if I need quite so much because cinnamon's quite potent. So about a tablespoon. I think that looks about enough. So I'm going to just stick that in the jar, and I'm just going to put the lid on by itself to begin with, and give it a good shake. Let's hope it's getting mixed. It's looking like brownish sugar. So that's step 1 done. So there's our cinnamon sugar ready to go on the fried apple pies at the end. And step 2 is just to make the actual apple pie filling. All I've done is just opened the can of pineapples and tipped it in a bowl. And then I'm just going to add in a little bit more cinnamon. So probably just about maybe a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then also I'm going to add in maybe another tablespoon of sugar. You don't have to put this in. I just thought it would sweeten it, make it a little bit nicer, and give it a good mix. So the next step is, once you've got the apple filling ready, is to actually assemble it all and put it inside the little tortillas. So I'm just going to use some of these fantastic little tortillas I got from the food bank. I'm going to attempt to make one of the little apple pies. So I've just got a plate, and taking one out, I'm going to maybe just get like a smaller spoon and put a spoonful. You won't probably need very much, because remember, we have to seal the edges so it doesn't all leak out. So probably about a little spoonful on 1/2 of the tortilla. And then I'm going to get just a little bit of warm water that I've got here in a Pyrex jug. And if you had a pastry brush, would be ideal. I can't find mine at the moment, so I'm just going to use a little teaspoon and trickle around a little bit of water, if I can get a bit of water, around the edge to seal it. It's probably easier just to use my fingers as well. So once it's damp, then you need to press it together. So I've made about 6 of the little apple pie taco parcels, and I've just in the end started using my thumb and finger to join them. I found it a little bit easier if you've got clean hands, of course. I did use a fork on some of them, but I want to ensure that they're really tightly sealed so the filling doesn't come out when I cook them. So yeah, once you've got the little parcels, then it's just a matter of frying them up. Then we're just going to fry the little parcels in a hot pan. I'm using a cast iron fry pan. So I'm just going to put in maybe about 5, I think I can fit in. And I'm just shallow frying it in some olive oil from the food pantry that I picked up as well previously. If you had a little bit of butter, would probably go good as well. And just fry them for maybe, I don't know, a minute on each side, just so they go a little bit golden brown. And remember, the actual tortillas and the apple itself is already cooked, so it's really only just browning them and heating them through. I'm just flipping them over now. They're starting to look really good, actually. That one's a little bit dark. I better hurry up. Whoop. They smell really nice too with the cinnamon. So they don't take very long to cook at all. Only literally about 30 to 40 seconds aside. So we've got our fried apple pie tacos, and I'm just going to sprinkle on while it's a bit warm. Whoop, maybe not quite so much sugar on that one. Some of the cinnamon sugar to finish it off. So there we go. So yeah, if you've got those ingredients, maybe that's something you could try. Perhaps you could also cook them in an air fryer maybe, if you made sure that the edges were sealed pretty good. Some of the edges have come apart, I've noticed, but I'm sure they'll taste really good. So there you have it. That's what I made with some different ingredients from the food bank for our supper. So we're going to go and have these and enjoy them now. Thanks very much for watching. And until next time, take care.